Hey you guys, it's your girl T, and I want to go ahead and talk to you guys about this crazy case that's coming from our third favorite state, crazy ass California. So what's going on now in California, you ask? What's going on is that there's this really disturbing case. I've been kind of keeping up with it just to try and find out more details. It's taken place a few days ago. What happened is that there's an 80-year-old man, his name is Tom Greer, and his home had been burglarized several times. And when he came home from being out, he found a woman in his home and a man in his home. And when he walked in, they start beating him up. There's a whole scuffle, and everything just gets really, really crazy. In the middle of the scuffle, he ends up pulling out a gun. The man and the woman, they go running. The man was faster. He runs off. He then proceeds to chase down the woman. Her name is Andrea Miller. She's 28 years old. She screams that she's pregnant, and he doesn't care. He blows her head off. I'm going to go ahead and play you guys both the news clips. I want you guys to watch them, and I'll come back with the rest of my
happened inside this home last night.
When the time comes to defend yourself, you best do something.
The words of the 80-year-old homeowner who confronted two robbers.
I walked in on them, and they downed me. They jumped on me in the hallway.
But Tom Greer says he managed to get his .22 caliber Smith and Wesson revolver. He says when that unarmed couple saw his gun, they took off out the back door, and he followed.
The lady didn't run fast as a man, so I shot her in the back twice. She's dead, and they told her off, but he got away.
For the first time, Tom Greer told NBC4 at 5 o'clock this afternoon what happened when he pulled the trigger.
She says, "Don't shoot me, I'm pregnant, I have a baby," and I shot her anyway.
And since then, there has been a swift and almost split reaction from you, our viewers, on our NBC LA Facebook page. While some say they would have done exactly the same, others say gun owners don't have the right to shoot a robber outside of their home.
Investigators have to look at both sides of this coin.
NBC legal analyst Royal Oakes tells us tonight Long Beach detectives have much to consider.
On the one hand, a frail man in his 80s, he's been attacked in his own home by intruders. He has a right to self-defense. On the other hand, he did shoot a person who was trying to get away, so he wasn't in imminent danger himself, and the law says you can't shoot somebody under those circumstances.
Tom Greer adds he has no regrets and has a warning for the alleged partner in crime still wanted tonight.
I shot her, so that's going to leave a message on his mind for the rest of his life.
By an 80-year-old Long Beach homeowner. Her alleged accomplice in the break-in now faces some new charges, and an autopsy on the woman answers one very important question. NBC4's Gordon Tokumatsu was the first to speak with that homeowner on Wednesday. As you can see, he's live in the newsroom right now with more on this new information. Gordon.
Well, Colleen, we now know that the woman who was killed was not pregnant, as the homeowner says she claimed, and her alleged accomplice has been charged with murder. And during my exclusive interview,
thousands of dollars in there. 22,000, 15,000.
and I'm going to have a baby just before he shot her twice in the back, killing her. The homeowner says he walked in on Miller and Gus Adams while they were robbing him on Tuesday night, and we have just learned that prosecutors have charged Adams with murder for allegedly taking part in a felony that resulted in death. The criminal complaint also alleges that Adams stole a gun from the homeowner during the burglary. Now, these are all facts that prosecutors will have to consider before deciding whether to file charges against the homeowner under California law. Homeowners can defend themselves if they fear bodily injury or death, but Greer told me that Miller was running away when he shot her. Live in the newsroom, Gordon Tokumatsu.
Long Beach man who shot and killed a woman who broke into his home.
I shot her, so that's going to leave a message on his mind for the rest of his life.
That's Tom Greer, and he talked exclusively with NBC4's Gordon Tokumatsu, revealing some stunning information about the woman he says he shot and killed. Gordon is back on the story again today.
Dorothy Haskell Greer, estranged wife of Tom Greer, talking with us through her front door this afternoon. Are you concerned he'll be arrested?
That's possible. Just never know.
She didn't want her face revealed, so we recorded sound only with her permission. The couple are separated, have been for 4 years.
No, it's just a bad situation all the way around. So.
And you're not worried about his safety?
I don't think so.
That bad situation happened Tuesday night. Tom Greer surprising two intruders at his house on Country Club Drive in upscale Bixby Knolls. Wednesday, only on NBC4, he told us in great detail about how he shot and killed one of them, a female.
She says, "Don't shoot me, I'm pregnant, I have a baby," and I shot her anyway.
Today, our interview with Greer has initiated a flurry of legal questions. Chief among them, what right does an armed homeowner have, if physically assaulted in their home during a robbery, as Greer was, to shoot someone?
It's scary. Either way it goes, it's scary.
Dorothy Greer told us they'd been victimized at least 4 times in that house before, once while she was at home and saw her jewelry stolen. But she never expected the violence he described in our report.
Do you think he should be arrested?
I don't want to say. I don't know.
This afternoon, Long Beach police finally broke their silence on the case. Chief Jim McDonald telling reporters that Greer's culpability may not just be based on where he fired the gun. He says the investigation so far indicates Greer fired inside the house and in the alley where Andrea Miller died.
It's not so much the location specifically, it's are you in fear of your life wherever you are.
Of course, that was Gordon Tokumatsu reporting. We will continue to follow that story.
All right, so you guys just watched the news clip, and like I said, this is causing a lot of debate. A lot of folks are saying that he needs to be in jail. That was cold-blooded murder, the fact that she was pregnant. And other people are saying, you know what, his alleyway was part of his home. He felt, fear for his life. It is what it is. She shouldn't have been robbing him. Well, what I was waiting to find out was the girl really pregnant? And now the autopsy reports are back, and they have been reported that she was not pregnant. So, looky, she was lying. But I'm not surprised by her lying because she was also a criminal burglar. But it's come out that she was not pregnant, so he did not kill a pregnant woman. He killed a female burglar. But with that being said, I am very torn by this case because I do feel like, she had no business, burglarizing this man, her and her boyfriend beating him up. They're also saying that he's going to be charged with murder, but right now they're trying to debate if they're going to charge the old guy with murder. And with him being 80-something years old, to be honest with you, I don't think he gives a rat's ass either way. I mean, he's already old. I doubt he's going to be in prison for the next 10, 15 years. And he looks at it like it was self-defense, and he makes no apologies about killing this woman whatsoever. And I think what people need to take from this, regardless if you agree with his actions or disagree with his actions, folks need to take away from this is that folks need to stop fucking with other people. Point blank, period. Don't start none, won't be none. We need to start having respect for other people, their property, and everything else. How dare you break into somebody's house not once, but several times, and then when they catch you red-handed, instead of you being, ashamed and running away, you guys decide to start beating up on an 80-year-old man. They basically caused their own death. She caused her own death, and her friend or her boyfriend played a part in it. And I don't feel too bad for her. I've never went out of my way to go rob somebody's house or put myself in a situation where I'm doing some dirt to somebody. So I don't feel like super bad for her. But I also feel like I don't know if this was really warranted. Part of me feels like he kind of went too far with this because it wasn't like she was found dead in the middle of his kitchen. He proceeded to chase her outside of the home, and by the law, it states that once you're no longer in fear of your life, you can't kill somebody. And at that point in time, she didn't have a weapon. It wasn't like she was pointing it at him. The imminent danger was supposedly over. So that's where a lot of folks are saying that he took it too far. He maybe should have shot her in the leg and then, let her go to jail. But for him to, shoot her twice and to blow her head off, that was just a bit too much. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this case plays out. I don't see him being charged. I really don't. And that's why folks need to stop playing with other folks. You never know what's going to happen when you decide to get involved with a burglary. A lot of folks are carrying ammunition. A lot of folks have guns in their houses. And people need to really think twice. Just because somebody's elderly does not mean anything. Does not mean that they're not quick with the gun. Does not mean that they're not carrying. People just need to learn to have respect for each other and stop doing stupid shit like burglarizing people and robbing folks, because sometimes it can turn back onto you. Just the other day, a rapper in Chicago, he was killed. So just the other day in Chicago, rapper Vano was killed. His real name was Javante Johnson. He was only 21 years old. And he was leaving all types of crazy tweets on Twitter about how he knew death was calling him. And, he hopes that he can see another day. He was with his baby mother. They had a daughter together. And he felt like he was knocking on death's door. And I don't understand for the life of me why folks feel like they can be out here robbing folks, burglarizing folks, and they don't think anything can happen to them. Him and his friends decided to rob a drug dealer, and surprise, surprise, the drug dealer was like, you're just not gonna rob me and get away with it. And somebody put out a gun in the car and shot and killed him. Now he's dead. His baby is left fatherless, and his 2 accomplices, they've been charged with his murder because the other person was self-defense. You know, so people need to really think about this. There are consequences when you go out here and you go to rob people and you go to burglarize their homes. Sometimes you can end up losing your life, you know, in the same aspect, and those people will get away with it because 9 times out of 10 it'll be considered self-defense. So it's going to be interesting, like I said, to see how this plays out, because she wasn't, you know, found dead in his home. She was found dead outside, and the fact that he shot her in the back and that she didn't have a weapon, that might play a part in it, but who knows. But I think folks need to take both of these stories as a wake-up call to stop doing dirt and stop disrespecting people and their property. So anyways, go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts on this crazy ass story that's coming from our third favorite state, crazy ass California. All right, deuces.